Okay, we are ready to start and we are live on Facebook. So we welcome everybody that has joined us via Facebook. And Gazem is your host today. So Gazem, go ahead.
Excellent. So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for attending this webinar today. It's a great pleasure. I would like to thank, first of all, Dale Hedges, who's the presenter of today's webinar, as well as everybody who's live on Facebook, following us on Facebook. Before our session, I would like to thank our program funder, which is Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, who enables us these events to be happening. Before the webinar, I would like to read a few reminders. So please keep your microphones on mute at all times. Please keep your camera turned off. No abusive behavior will be tolerated or language will be tolerated. Please do not post any personal information in the chat box. Please save any questions for the end of the workshop and type them in the chat box. An evaluation link will be sent out to the event at the end of the workshop to all of you. So then we will appreciate your answers to that so that we can ensure better quality of our workshop in the future. I would like to introduce to all of you today the presenter of our event today. Dale Hedges is the Director of Programs and Services for ASET. Dale is a certified management consultant, a chartered professional accountant with a business administration diploma, major in marketing from Mount Royal University. Dale was presented by the Governor General of Canada with the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal in 2013 for his service to Canada. Dale, I would like to pass the floor to you so you can continue with your presentation as well. And thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you very much. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'll just share my screen. And thank you for welcoming me into your world today. The topic of today's presentation is I'm going to go through kind of an introduction to the organization of the Association of Engineering Technologists in Alberta. So I'm going to talk about who we are, the designations that we license and issue. I'm going to talk about the professional roadmap and how it works in your career. Why you join an organization like ours. I'm going to talk in more depth about some of our programs and services and then how to apply. As mentioned at the start, the presentation will probably be about 35-40 minutes, and then I'll open it up for general questions. So just as a way of introduction, our organization is the professional association that represents the technologists in the province of Alberta. So what our organization does is we certify technologists, and we represent over 16,000 professionals in our province. As you can see, we've been doing that for many years, almost 50 years now, and the organization is very well known in the industry, in the community, in the education sector. So people that carry one of our professional designations, it's a statement of quality and of achievement, and it's recognized throughout the sector in the province. We issue designations in 3 different areas. One is called a CTEC, or Certified Technician. We also have a designation called a Certified Engineering Technologist, a CET. And we also have a designation called a Professional Technologist, or a PTEC. And so, again, once you get issued one of these designations, these are the letters that you can use after your name. You can use it on your business card and on your resume. And these are protected designations. So we have exclusive use of these initials, and we're responsible for the licensing, issuing, and protection of these designations. So let's look at the qualifications that you need for one of our designations. Let's start first of all with the CTEC and the CET. So basically, to become a CTEC or a CET, what it means is that you've graduated from a 2-year technical or diploma program. And that program can be taken anywhere in the world. I'll talk about the requirements of evidence of that later on in the presentation. But what we're looking for is a 2-year certificate in a technology-related program. In addition to that, you would need to have 2 years of verified technical work experience. And that 2 years of verified work experience needs to be in Alberta. We also need to be legally permitted to work in Alberta. So you need to have either your PR card, your permanent residence card, or a proper certificate from the government saying that you can work in the province of Alberta. You need to be passed a good character assessment by us. We do have a professional practice exam in law and ethics, which all of our members take. And so you need to take that. That's an online exam. We also need to see 3 professional references. And so these are references that can attest to the work that you have achieved in your competency. And we contact them and verify that use them as verification for the work experience component. We have a code of conduct that all of our members attest to. And these are kind of the rules or professional code that we all aspire to. And each of our members need to sign and attest that they'll follow that code of conduct. And then finally, you need to be committed to ongoing professional development. We have, as in any profession, whether you're a professional doctor, lawyer, accountant, engineer, technologist, every profession has a kind of a requirement for each year you need to do a certain component for ongoing professional development, and we have that as well too. So that's what a CTEC and a CET designation requires. The difference with a PTEC is a PTEC has all of the above, but in addition to that, they have a total of 6 years of verified technical work experience. So sometimes we get senior people that maybe have our senior people coming into Canada, coming into Alberta that have more than 6 years or 10 years of experience. So generally they would come in, they would sign up as a CET to start with, and then they would get the 2 years of verified technical work experience that they need in Alberta to become a PTEC. Now you might ask yourself, well, what's the difference between a CTEC and a CET? Well, it really boils down to what type of work you're doing. So if you're doing like routine technical work, so you're executing a regular technical procedure or a process, a regular process that has limited responsibility or decision-making involved in it, then you would be qualified for what we call the CTEC designation, certified technician, where a CET designation is somebody who's doing more kind of independent judgment of the work. They're solving problems on their own, and they're doing so with limited direct supervision. So if you're more that type of person, then you would be receiving a CET designation. The way our professional roadmap works, and if you started in Alberta and were born in Alberta and you came into the system, generally we try and attract people into the profession right at the student level. So when they're registered in a technology program in the province, either at ASET or NATE or one of the colleges, technical colleges, we typically sign them up at that point as a student member. And once they graduate with their certificate or the diploma, they become what's called a technologist in training, or a TT. And all that means is that they've finished their school and they're working to gain their 2 years of work experience. And then once they got their work experience, then they apply for certification, either as a CTEC or a CET designation. So that's kind of the flow. I appreciate that many of the people on this call might be coming in with senior qualifications or prior work experience, and we certainly recognize all of those components. And so for those people, you would if you've got the qualifications, you would jump right past the student member and the TT. You would apply directly for one of our certified designations. The technology profession in the province of Alberta is big. We represent 21 different disciplines. So technology in Alberta is considered an essential service. It's in all parts of the economy, all industry sectors, all sizes of organizations. And so we see technologists working in every, in really all parts of industry that is available to us. So some of the big ones, of course, are the energy, construction, the civil engineering areas are big for us. But we're also into biomedical, biosciences area, environmental, nanotechnology, information management. So these are all various sectors that we represent. And so once you become a certified technologist, you might be trained in a certain discipline, but over your career, you might move into other disciplines depending on opportunity and what kind of jobs you get. So, but just safe to say that, ASET represents sort of all sectors of the technology profession in the province of Alberta. So why would you join an organization like ASET? Well, the first reason why is if you consider yourself a professional, this is the way you connect into your professional community. So as soon as you join us, you can immediately connect in and start building your professional network. And that network is important for you because that'll open doors for you and allow you a platform to grow and to meet people. We, as an organization, provide a number of activities for ongoing education and professional development, as well as we do a number of events that I'm going to talk about for networking that you can become immediately a part of. And so joining a professional association is a good thing to connect, to grow, and to succeed in your career. Specifically what members get immediately when you become an ASET member. First thing is that you would immediately be connected into our social media channels. In our social media channel, which is a private channel, we have over 4,000 technologists that are connected in that and communicating through that. And again, if you're coming new into the province, this is a great way to get connected to people and to find out who's working in various companies and industry sectors. And this is a great spot to begin to build some of the critical networking connections that you need for your career. We also offer a job board. So we have a private members only job board that once you're a member of ours, you can access that to see what jobs are available, as well as you can post your own resume into that job board itself. A lot of employers, when they're looking for technologists, rather than just go to like a generic place like a LinkedIn or to a generic job board site like an Indeed or a Monster, what they're looking for is they're actually looking for certified technologists. They want CTECs or CETs or professional technologists working for them. And the reason they like to hire our members is because we've gone through and we've already certified you with your education, your experience, your competency. We've checked that you're good to work in Alberta and you've met all of our requirements and you hold one of our designations. So, an employer, if you say that you have one of our designations, they can go to our website, they type your name in on our website, and they can see that you're a member in good standing. And so that saves them a lot of time on the recruitment side because you've already gone through and proven yourself to us. We attest to your qualifications, and employers like that. So when employers are looking for technologists, they don't just put an ad in the paper, they actually post it on our salary or on our job board, and they go, and that's how they find their talent. So if you're a member of ours, this is a great way to get connected to opportunities that exist in the market. And just to give an example, even in today's time, which is many are saying is a really brutal time and a down economy and stuff like that. We've processed, I think, over 75 jobs just in the last 2 months alone through our job board system. And we have over 1,200 members that have their CVs posted in the database that employers can search and connect to. The other service that we do is we do an annual salary survey, and this salary survey goes out to all of our members, and it asks them questions about how much they make and what kind of compensation attributes that they have. So how many holidays they get, you know, what kind of benefits they get with their work and all that. And we post that information out to all of our members. And again, this is available to employers and they're available to our members. And this is a great service because when you start working in Alberta, somebody will say, well, how much do you want to make? You can actually refer back to our salary survey and say, well, I understand that somebody in my discipline, with my education background and my years of experience working in, let's say, Calgary, for instance, typically makes in the range of this to this. And you can point to that survey and use that for negotiating your salary. We also offer a number of programs, group programs that we've gone out and negotiated some discount programs for our members. So one area that's a big area for us is home and auto insurance. So we went to one of the big national insurance providers and we said, you know, we've got 16,000 members. Can you give us a deal for auto insurance? Which they did. They gave us a group plan discount and we passed that on to all of our members. So a program like that can literally save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in insurance costs in the home and auto area. But we also have a number of other group benefits programs that we publish on our website to members to save them money for certain things. We also have a scholarship program. If you're still in school or wanting to complete school in your studies, we do have a number of financial scholarships that have been provided to us that we administer, and you can find those on our website. And we also have a mentorship program where if you're interested, this is a free service to our members, and you can get yourself paired to a mentor who will act as kind of a mentor, a sounding board in your field for you. And this is a great service. We have literally hundreds and hundreds of members that have mentors that have been teamed up with mentors from our organization. And this is another way to get connected into the province. These people can provide you with advice and background. They can open doors for you. And they're generally there to help you achieve success in your career. So it's a great service. And again, one that I strongly suggest you get connected to. The other thing you can do also is you can volunteer for us as members. We use upwards of 700-800 volunteers a year to run our organization. And this is to do things like be a mentor, help run some of our programs, help deliver some of our events, sit on our exam review committees, help in our registration effort. So there's lots of ways for you to get connected into our association. And again, this is just a sample list of some of the things you get as an ASET member. But again, these are all differentiators for you as you come in new into the province. This allows you a way to come in, get connected to people, start attending events, get to know people, take advantage of programs and services that are generally there to help you succeed and get a better job and be successful in your chosen discipline. At the end of once you're certified, we do issue a certificate, so you get a framed certificate from us. We also have a pinky ring that you can get if you're interested in that. Professional technologists are issued a stamp, so they can stamp their own work, their own design work, and their own work products. And if you work at an employer, you're issued a permit to practice that shows that you're a certified professional technologist as well too. So that's a little bit about kind of our designations and what it takes to get them. I'm just going to talk quickly about some of the programs and services further that we offer. So our association does a number of events each year. The first big ones that we do is President's Celebration. So 4 times a year when new members join us and become certified, we like to recognize that event. We call that a President's Celebration. And so when you get your certificate, we invite you in to meet with our president, get your certificate. We try and make a big deal about the event. You're welcome to bring your family, you know, significant others to be a part of that occasion. It's a special event in your life. A lot of our members, you know, if you think about the big events in your life, you know, a child being born or being married, you know, a lot of people point to when they got their certification as a big event in their life. And so we like to recognize that. We do that through our President's Celebration. We also do an annual general meeting, and this is usually a 2 or 3 day event that's got some kind of education component. It's an event where we issue all of our annual awards. We do a number of awards that recognize things like Mentor of the Year, Volunteer of the Year, Employer of the Year, those kind of things. So we do a lot of recognition in our profession at our AGM. We also do quite a number of virtual events. Well, in fact, all of our events this year are all being done virtually. So President's Celebration, AGM, everything is being done virtually right now. But in our virtual event space, we do typically monthly events that qualify for your continuing professional development. And so we bring in speakers to talk about things that are of interest to professional technologists, new developments, and these are, again, great events. They're typically free events for our members. And again, these are great ways to get connected into the profession. And then, of course, we also recognize our volunteers, and we have a couple of volunteer recognition events each year. The other thing our organization produces is a magazine called Technology Alberta. And this is a magazine that gets, it has a circulation of over 18,000. We make sure that every member gets this magazine, but also we get this magazine to all the employers in the province, all the government officials, all the industry leaders, all the people of influence in the province are on our mailing list. And in this magazine, this is where we do things like we cover technology topics. We usually have a different theme. There's we recognize employers, we recognize members, new members, all that kind of stuff. So it's a great publication. You can actually see this publication on our website, and you can look at the back issues and get a feel for some of the content that we provide through this source. I've already mentioned the job board. Again, this job board is a great resource, especially for people coming new to the province. You know, the good thing about coming to Alberta is there's lots of opportunity, and there's lots of opportunity to start from nothing and start from zero. But you know, the best way to launch yourself into career is to get yourself connected, to find out where the opportunities are, and that's where we can help with our job board and our salary survey. So let's talk about the joining process. The joining process is pretty straightforward. It's an online process, and you'll see a link in the presentation that you have access to here, or you can just go to our website. It's an online process that you control. So basically, you go in, you open up your application. And then once you've opened up your application, you start to need to provide us with things like your transcripts, if you've been educated somewhere else, an assessment of your academic credentials, and evidence of your work experience and your professional references. And again, once you've provided us with all that, we have a registration function that full-time staff of about 8 people that go through and start looking at all of your qualifications, your experience, contacting your references, and all that kind of stuff. While this process is underway as well too, you can register online for our professional practice exam and take that. And then once all of the assessment is completed, you've provided all your documentation and all the things that I mentioned on the previous slide, then that goes towards our Board of Examiners. Board of Examiners looks at the complete package, and then we'll issue your final examination. Generally, it takes anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to go through this process. But again, it's all online. And once you're registered online, you can see exactly where you're at on the process and what's the next step and what's been completed. So that's all available to you online to know exactly where you sit. I've got a couple of questions that I get generally asked in these kind of sessions, and I'll just answer them for you right up front. So a question we'll typically get asked is, can I apply for my PTEC with my international work experience? And the answer is yes, of course. We recognize you as a senior professional coming into our organization. The way the legislation works in Alberta, though, is that professional technologists have to have 2 years of work experience in Alberta as well, under the guidance of a professional engineer or professional geologist. So typically if you're one of these people that are coming to the province and you already have many years of experience, typically what you would do is get certified as a CET first and get that designation. And that's a good thing because it gives you that immediate recognition, and it gets you access to all those programs and services I talked about. And then when you get your 2 years of work experience in the province, then you apply for your PTEC and then get your PTEC designation. Next question we get asked a lot is, I'm a refugee with no academic documentation. Can I apply for certification? And the answer is, yes, we do have a pathway for you as well too. It's called Prior Learning Assessment and Recognition. And you can go to our website to do that. And there's a way that you can go in there and begin to build a portfolio that can demonstrate your academic benchmark and your work experience without the professional documentation. So there is a pathway for that. It's quite an extensive process. You can find out more information about that on our website, but you can basically go in and prove, even without the existence of that documentation, that you do meet the requirements and are eligible for certification. Next question we get asked a lot is, do I need to have English language proficiency? And the answer is yes, you do. You need to demonstrate a certain level of English language proficiency in order to practice and be certified in our profession. We work with so there's an alliance of credential evaluation service organizations in Canada. There's a number of them. We work with about 6 or 7 of them. The big ones are ICOS and WES, but there's a number of them, and you can see them on our website. And basically, these are organizations that you go and you present your credentials to them, and they'll go through and prepare a report and prepare an assessment for us, and then send that to us, and then that will meet the requirement for your credentials. So we work with the ICOS and WES. We also work with another service called the World Education Services Group that also will provide that as well. As far as English language proficiency, again, that information is on our website. We work with the International English Language Testing System, and there's kind of a minimum grade. I believe it's 5 on their scale that you need to have to meet the requirements for our profession. So all of this information I've been talking about is available on our website, aset.ab.ca. There's a section that's very easy to find the data in there. As well, if you're working with ISC, Immigration Services Calgary, we do a lot of work with ISC. They have a number of consulting resources and people in that organization that can help connect you with us and help connect you with with the industry and what available services are. They have a great program and a great service that they provide to new Canadians and new people to Alberta. So I suggest you not only check out what we do, but also check out what ISC does, who are the hosts for this conference, because they have a number of great services as well too. So with that, I will stop sharing my presentation and I will open it up for questions. And
I will say bye to our Facebook Live viewers here, and I will stop the Facebook Live, and we are going to open the floor for questions now. So Gazim, feel free to open the questions.